I'm out in the paddock. I have the girls watching the training stall just because they weren't being very good helpers. I've got a chair and I've got Waffles. She's got this big area here to run around. You see, she's a little leery. Hi. So what I do, here, sweetheart. Hey. And I'll ask her to do a hand touch. Yeah. And she's probably not. She's a little leery of me in the chair. That's fine. Waffles. So as soon as she turns her head, back to me, I'm gonna say yes and toss her an animal cracker. Good girl, Waffles. Trying to figure out where the other girls went. I locked them in the training stall. They were being a little overly helpful. So I'll progressively throw it a little bit closer each time. Good girl. Like I said, a lot of this is just sitting around and waiting. She got her fly mask off when she rolled, but that's fine. Hopefully we don't have flies here on too bad. Good girl. Back off, but that's fine. Right, sweetheart. Usually donkeys are pretty curious if you kind of just leave them. They'll usually come over and check you out eventually. Not always. But they usually do it kind of like they're eating, act like they're eating, and then they kind of sidle their way closer to you until next thing you know, you look down and they're right there. You know what's gonna happen today? That's fine. You're a good girl. Now, as you can see, she is a bit overweight. Donkeys usually get fat pads on their neck, above their like sides, and then on their butt. And she has all of the above. But it's really easy to do, especially when they're out with horses. They just don't have the nutritional needs of a horse. They don't need to eat nearly as much as a horse. And so when they're out on a lot of hay and grass, they get fat really, really easily. With these guys, you can't really crash diet them. You can't just take away food because what they'll do is they'll go into hyperbulimia, which is where their liver, I believe, releases fat cells because they think they're like or starts to break down fat cells because they think they're in starvation mode, and then those byproducts can cause organ failure. So you have to, when you diet them, you have to do it really slowly, measured. Exercise is really good. So while she's here, she's gonna not be allowed out in the grass, most likely, except for maybe a couple times, just for a really, really short period. She's gonna get primarily barley straw mixed with Bermuda grass hay, small amount. Ideally, you want to feed about 1.5% of their ideal body weight. Her ideal body weight is probably about 250 pounds, somewhere around in that range. So that's a scant amount of hay and straw. I have a small hay pillow, like a slow feeder, that I'll probably start using when I get her in there at night, and let her eat that, just because we do want her to lose some weight. Most donkeys that I work with, especially ones that are out with horses, are overweight. It's just nature of the beast. So we're going to try to get her to lose a little bit while she's here, and then hopefully when she gets home, her owner will get her a slow feed pillow and kind of try to stick to that diet. And he walks her daily, so that's good. That'll definitely help, hopefully keep the weight off. But she's a really cute little donkey. She's kind of just listening to me. She's going to come around, most likely. They don't come directly at you, but they'll come kind of like in a circular pattern towards you. And that's why I kind of turn my body sideways. Again, when you stare at them face on, it's very predatory. Definitely makes them wary. Whereas if you turn your side to them, and I have my corner of my eye on her so I can see what she's doing, but they'll kind of loop around and come around you that way and investigate. Hi, sweetheart. She's a pretty little dog. She's got pretty eyes. Oh. Good job, baby. Good. What a good girl. You're precious. You're a precious girl. And so she has this entire paddock to get away if she wants to, and she's choosing to come to me and my treats, obviously. Like I said, I buy their affection with treats in the beginning, and I'm totally fine with that. Eventually, it will transfer, and they'll actually want to be around me regardless of the treats. But at first, treats are what buys their affection. I get it. Yes, good girl. You can buy my affection with food as well. Oh, sorry. I just accidentally bumped her with my finger there. So she's just very reactive to anything that she feels subversive. Good girl. Good girl. But she comes right back.